Hello again, welcome to another episode of Shed Talk. Well, first of all, thank you to all those of you who have taken the time to comment on the last few episodes, and particularly big thank you to those who have offered your support with the problems that we've been having here, particularly in the Budgerigar breeding room. Both thank you for those who offered some additional advice and of what I might want to do, but also those who have just said, thoughts and all the rest of it. So big thank you for that, for all the support you've given me there. In this episode we will go through the Budgerigar breeding boxes. We'll have a quick run round all of them, and I'll let you know what my plans are with each of those nest boxes. We'll also take a look out at the Fifes and where we've got with those in terms of breeding those, and look at the next steps, I suppose, in my plans around breeding the Fife Canaries. As always, if you do enjoy the episode, please do hit the like button. If you're not yet a subscriber to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, and of course, early notifications, hit the bell. Right, we're going to start off then, as always, in here with cage number 1. Okay then, so cage 1 behind me, and this is an opaline cinnamon sky blue cockbird that we crossed to, just double checking, a cinnamon light green hen. Problem with this cage has been the hen has been destroying eggs, basically. So she'd lay and the egg would go missing. I'm assuming she's destroying it and eating it, or she would lay a couple of eggs and then I'd find one of those eggs turfed out. So I tried to solve this, and thought I had solved it by using the marble trick, putting a marble in the cage, in the nest box, and that way she'll discover she can't break it, and then we'll just sit tight. This seemed to have worked because she then laid 3 eggs and sat them, or she'd laid up to 3 eggs and was sitting on them, and then suddenly I found eggs going missing again. So what I've done here with this now is I've left the marble in there, and whenever she lays an egg, so when I come in first thing in the morning, egg in there, I've removed that egg, marked it with cage number 1 and the egg number on it, and I've moved it into the cage below it where we've got clear eggs and that are about the same age. So we had a hen laying at a similar time to this hen in cage 1. I don't know whether any of those are going to be full. I very much doubt it, but there's more chance of them being sat on a hen that's sitting tight on eggs than them being destroyed in cage number 1. So I'm going to continue doing this for this cage. So if she lays any more eggs, I will move them into the cage below. The other thing I have done is I've taken an egg out of the cage in the cage below it and popped it in there so she doesn't suddenly have eggs going missing. She didn't destroy those eggs, but I think she started to now. So what am I going to do? Once she's finished laying, I'm going to take the cockbird away, remove this hen, pop them both back in the flight. I'll make a note on this hen's breeding record card, or on her card, to say that she's an egg eater, and if we decide to keep her for another year, then I will, if I pair her up again either later on this year or next year, I know that, and every time she lays I'll remove an egg. So that is cage number 1. So cage number 2, this is the light green dominant pied outcross that we got from Terry Sadler, and we've now paired that to a light green. You might remember in its first, this bird is this bird's second hen for this season, and he produced some reasonable chicks off in the first round, which is why we've given him another hen, because it is a relatively older cockbird, you'll remember, so this may be his last opportunity to fill eggs. Anyway, the hen has so far laid, I'm just double checking, 4, possibly 5 eggs. I haven't checked it yet this morning, we'll have a look at it in a minute. So 4, possibly 5 eggs. She is sitting them nicely. However, the first 2 I think are clear, but there has been a slight gap between the first 2 eggs and then the 3rd and 4th egg. So it may well be that the eggs after egg number 2 will be full. So we're still touching wood with this. We know this cockbird can fill eggs, so we've got hopes for this particular pair that we will get some full eggs off them. If the first round is clear, I'm going to let this pair go for one more round. I will retrim them and let them go another round, or I might also foster the eggs out into here from, or some of the eggs that are full in cage number 3 that we will talk about now. Anyway, so we'll finish off with, that's what my plans for cage number 2. Let's go and look in cage number 3, what I mean about fostering eggs out. So moving on then to cage number 3, this is one of those hit and miss pairs. So in the first round, I'll just tell you what they are first. So we've got a cinnamon sky blue that's paired to a dark green hen. In the first round, they managed to fill, I think it was 3 or 4 of the eggs, and unfortunately, the hen didn't feed. So every time a chick hatched, she didn't feed it, and it didn't survive. So. And at the time, I had nowhere to move the chicks to or the full eggs to, because I didn't have any breeding pairs that were either sat on eggs or had an eggs waiting to hatch. So, which left me with a bit of a dilemma. Anyway, on their second round, they so far have got 2 full eggs out of, I think it's 5 eggs that they've laid. 2 full eggs. I haven't checked all of the other eggs, so there may well be more full eggs. Clearly, I'm not going to risk these hatching and the hen do it and the hen not feeding. So my plan for this pair is to move the full eggs from cage number 3 into cage number 5, which is a pair that's got, we'll see in a bit, a pair that's got clear eggs and is in about the same age as the eggs in this particular cage. So she won't be surprised when they hatch, and she'll be in that condition. The hen hopefully will be in the condition to feed because she will have produced crop milk and so on. So that's my plan for this pair, and I will take an egg out of cage number 5 and place it under this hen, and when those eggs have gone the full term, so when they've got the 28 days or 30 days probably, I will begin removing those, and then I will split this pair up because they've already gone, she's already laid, or this will be a second round. And like I said, I'm not keen to let her go for a third round, and also I'm looking to begin to split the pair slightly early than I would do normally, just to get some work done in here and also to prepare for the holiday season. Anyway, so I'm hopeful here that by moving the eggs that the foster hen will feed, and we will get some chicks off of this pair. So that's cage number 3. Let's have a look at cage number 4. Cage number 4 is a cinnamon grey-green cockbird crossed to a dark green hen. This bird has laid, or this hen has laid, a total of 8 eggs. Certainly the first 5 are clear, and I'm not expecting that to change for the final 3 eggs. You may remember that what I'm doing with this pair is my plan is to foster the eggs from cage 1. So we looked at that a little bit earlier. So cage number 1, egg eating hen. This pair have now got any eggs that they're laying, and a clear eggs being removed from this. So at least if those eggs from cage 1 are full, hopefully this hen will raise them. So another disappointment, but and again, this cockbird, we've now tried this cockbird with a number of hens and been unsuccessful. It is one of the cockbirds I wanted to get some chicks off of. So I may persevere with him with another hen. I don't know yet. Otherwise, he may have to go. He may have to leave the shed. If I'm going to let him go, it'll just be for an aviary or I will certainly let the buyer know that this cockbird has so far failed to fill eggs from, I think it's now 4 hens I've put with him. I would say that, though, that it's not all been down to him. A couple of the hens have just not decided they didn't want to go in the nest box. And I think the very first hen we put with him actually became poorly and died. So that's why I might try him with another hen. Anyway, cage number 4, fostering eggs from cage number 1, but other than that, so far, best of my knowledge, all clear eggs. So moving on to cage number 5, this is the opaline cinnamon cobalt cockbird that we've paired to a normal light green. And this pair so far has laid a total of 6 eggs. The first of few of those eggs have been clear, so I'm expecting the remainder of the eggs to also be clear, but you never know, the last couple, the cock might have filled the last couple. Anyway, as you've seen from cage number 3, which had the full eggs in, this pair is now going to foster the full eggs from cage number 3. So what I will do, because the eggs are about the same age, so the first egg that's full in cage number 3 will be removed, or has been removed, placed into cage number 5, with the corresponding egg placed into cage number 3. So that's where we are with this particular pair. Again, what I think I will do, if these birds raise this round, that will probably be the end of it for this particular pair, because I will begin to think about closing down the breeding cages for the breeding season anyway, by the time they would have reared that round. So they probably won't get another chance. So if the cockbird hasn't filled any eggs in this round, then I will just let them bring up any foster chicks or foster eggs and chicks from cage number 3. So that's cage number 5. Let's move on to cage number 6, which did have a full egg. Did it hatch? So finally then, cage number 6, and this was the sky blue cockbird crossed to a dark green hen. You may remember this was a love pairing in the main flight. They were mating in the main flight, so we thought we'd give them a go, even though they were a little bit close in terms of their relationship. All seemed to be going well. She laid quite quickly in the nest box, but she only laid 1 egg. That egg was full. Normally, if there's only 1 egg in a nest box, I would move it, but we didn't have anywhere to move it to, because we'd literally just started to pair up the other pairs, and we didn't have any birds that were on eggs, or that were on eggs that young. So we thought we'd let her bring it up anyway. I think I said in the last episode that it was due to hatch. It hasn't hatched. I gave it a good 2 days, 3 days after the due date. I've looked at it and the egg has become addled. I'm not sure why. The hen's been very attentive. She's not left it at all, even though it was only 1 egg. So I don't know why. I'm watching this pair at the moment. The hen keeps going back into the nest box. The cockbird's still very attentive to the hen. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this pair and replace it, and give the Lutino one final chance in this cage to get another round of that bird. Anyway, that's my. I think that's going to be my plan for this pair, rather than let them go for a second round. Right, so that's a full roundup of all of the breeding Budgerigars. Any second now we will go out and have a look at the 5. But before I do, I just wanted to bring your attention to a YouTube channel from Sam1 Products. Sam is a champion breeder of Budgerigars. He breeds both exhibition and the birds of colour, and he also runs his own business dealing with general bird products. And I think I might have mentioned that I've got some stuff off Sam myself. So, but what he does do is he is a focus. His breeding focus tends to be on the rarer varieties, and he's just started producing some videos of identifying some of those rare varieties. I will put hopefully a link on the top of the screen up there, I hope it will be, to the first of his videos. Do go across, finish watching this video first, but once it's finished, do go across and have a look at Sam's video. Very, very informative. His knowledge of the rare varieties is excellent, far better than mine. So do go across to have a look, and I'm sure we can all learn something from these informative videos from Sam. Anyway, enough about Sam's channel. What we'll do now is we'll nip out to the outside shed and have a look at the Fife in Fife from breeding to vents. So another sunny day out here in the Finch and Fife flight. Well, to talk about the finches. Well, so I have now had the pairs in the 2 cages now for about a week and separated. I think we're at 2 stages with the 2 pairs. So I'll call them the older pair. So this is the pair that I had last year. That pair there, the cock is singing well, and the hen is doing that little trilling sound that the hens quite often make when they're calling to the cockbird. I think it's a call to tread, so I think that pair is virtually ready. I've had the nest pan on the outside of the cage for the last week as well, so the reason I hang it on the outside, it was something I saw on one of the other, I think it was probably the Canary channel, to say that it stops, the hen gets used to the nest pan being on the outside of the cage, so when you put it inside she isn't suddenly startled by it. That's the theory behind it anyway, and who am I to discount that theory anyway? So I've had them on the outside, they should be used to it. What I'm going to do is move both of the nest pans now into the inside of the cage, and but I'm going to keep my process from here slightly different, I think. So for the pair that is the older pair, which are in the top cage, that pair I will, the moment the hen has started to build up, I'm going to pull the wire away because I think they're ready to go, as I say. The other pair, I'm going to, once the hen has pulled up, built up, or if the hen starts to build up, I'm going to wait and just keep an eye on that pair to make sure they're absolutely ready to go. So hopefully once the hen starts to build in the nest pan, she'll then want to go down and start calling to the cockbird. So that's my plan in here with those 2 pairs. I'll show you the cages once I've set them up. So this is the top cage, and you can see cockbird is on the left, hen is on the right. Hen, as soon as I put the nest pan in, she was inspecting it, and she's now I spent a little while just going backwards and forwards between the 2 perches. She stopped doing that now, but appears to want to try and get to the cockbird. So I'm hoping this pair will be not long. Like I say, she has looked at it and then she went down to have a look at the nesting material. So that's the top cage. We'll have a quick look now at the middle cage, which is the new pair. So this here is the new pair. The hen in here has not inspected the nest pan, or she hasn't had much interest in it, although she has shown lots of interest in trying to get through to the cockbird. And I'm just hoping I've got these round the right way, that I do have the cockbird, the south green is a hen, and the other one is the cockbird. That's my hope anyway, so we'll have to wait and see. We'll give these a little while now to just sort themselves out, let them settle in, and then we'll see how they're getting on in the next episode. Hopefully by the next episode we'll at least have one hen that's built up, and maybe we'll have let the cockbird meet his chosen hen. So there we go. That's it from outside here then. Let's go back in and finish off in the Budgerigar flight. Sorry, this is how I fix the felts into the nest pans. I know a lot of people will use either sort of non-sticky glue in there, or the glue stick type ones, or we'll use carbolic soap, I think it is the other one. What I've did last year and what I intend to do this year is use these holes in the nest pan in order to attach the felt to the nest pan using nest ties. So just a matter of making a small hole in here and then pulling the tie through, and it secures it quite nicely to the base of the pan, and I'll show you what I mean in just a second. And there we are. As you can see, it just connects through like that, tied off at the bottom, means it's nice and secure, so the hen won't be able to get that out. Some people might be a bit nervous that the hen will play around with this. I didn't have that problem last year, so touch wood, we won't this year either. So there we go. I've just got another one to do, and then the nest pans will be done. The final thing that I will do though is I've got some spray here in this bottle that contains anti-mite spray, so I will literally just give this a spray now, soak it right down with anti-mite spray, and that then means that hopefully we won't get too many mite, or any mite, if any at all, in the nest pan. Right, like I say, another one of these to do, and then we'll have those on the Fife cages. Well, there we go. That's just about all we've got time for in another video, and I hope you enjoyed that quick look at the Budgerigars and Fife breeding. Hopefully over the next few episodes we'll have some good news all round, both in terms of the Budgies and the Canaries. Anyway, if you want to learn more about those rare variety mutations in the Budgerigar, don't forget to check out the Sam 1 YouTube channel. Very useful in terms of his passing on his knowledge on those rare varieties of Budgerigar. If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, then do subscribe now, and don't forget to hit the bell. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like, but most importantly, do stay safe and enjoy your birds.